Yo, yo, yo. What's good, fellas? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? What's
What's
good,
happening?
man? It's your boy Sean J. Let me introduce my co-host, man. We got my man Big Bucks and we got Uops, man. Tell the people what y'all got going on, fellas.
What's up? This your boy Big Bucks, man. Ain't doing nothing but chilling and relaxing, man. Just been doing my thing, man. Coaching this youth football team, getting these boys right.
Oh yeah.
Forward to a good season this year, man. Everybody been saying, hope you won't be tearing in them little boys' ass like like they high
We're gonna
school.
pause that, but yeah.
Hey
Tell them
man,
up.
I
They gotta
can't help
build them up, man.
took over 1-5 team, man. So
Oh
I set the bar high for these boys. Told them that winning is contagious, and y'all gonna catch a whole lot of it. But
right.
just looking forward to the season, man. Really talk some football tonight. Just Falcons, Bucks, the UGA Eagles. Just a little bit of stuff. Shout out to my boy and I ain't talked to you in a minute. And congratulations too, bruh. So
Appreciate that.
Congratulations on the new baby, man. Congratulations, my
Man,
man. Uwop,
appreciate
man.
that.
He got a new
Appreciate
baby,
that.
everybody, man. Give my boy some love, man.
Yes,
Let's
yo, I
go, man.
appreciate that. Definitely was unexpected, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the congratulations. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't unexpected as far as the pregnancy, but my son was born premature, so we just taking the process day by day. He doing well, so
Word.
appreciate any prayers or anything, the
You
audience
know,
would
we
like to
got you.
give, they greatly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate, the congratulations and the shout out too from y'all fellas, man.
Salute, man. Hey man, while we here, bro, it's a late night show. Like, why are we coming on so late? Man, we are black fathers. We got to put our kids to bed. No cap.
Oh man, yeah,
We got
man.
we got to put the kids to bed. They got school tomorrow,
Yes,
so this is a late night show. We know that you guys have been getting Falcons content all day, from the official Falcons website, which I do have issues with the organization right now. I feel like they're blocking content creators. Right, I'm out there at training camp trying to get the video, trying to get this footage to my people that are out of town, my people that are out of state. Um, the organization, the Falcons organization, is monopolizing the content. They
they only
know that
want
the
one
money,
reporter.
they know that everything is in the content, so they are monopolizing it. They don't want the fans to take video or audio. And it's not that they're just
That's
telling us,
terrible.
they are hounding us like, they're ready to throw the cuffs on us if we take the wrong video. They're talking about Tom Brady. They said Tom Brady is what he's not even in the league anymore. So I'm watching all of these training camp videos going around the league, and I'm pissed about it. I can't get any more footage because the Atlanta Falcons organization is blocking it. So
That's
I'm gonna
terrible.
try to sneak some, man. But I love the squad. I've been doing it for years. We got new subscribers, so shout out to the new subscribers, man. We are gonna be here every week. We got the podcast. We got reactions. We're gonna be, live streaming during the game. So, man, we're gonna be doing a whole bunch of shit, man. So tap in with us. This is gonna be football like you haven't heard it, man. So we're gonna be talking differently than the other channels that you most likely watch that I see. You know what I mean? You're gonna get it differently over here, man. So
Different
tap
perspective.
in with your boys.
Yeah, for
all right,
sure,
all
man.
right.
Sean J, you doing a lot of good work out there, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you showing everybody what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get to see that side of training camp and the things that you bring it to them. So, man, shout out to you, bro, for putting in that
Salute.
work. You know what I'm saying? And showing these people what they really want to see, what's going on at practice.
Right, man. So while we're talking about practice, like today's practice was the joint practice with the Miami Dolphins, right? So we got to see our boys actually go up against another color uniform. And the question that keeps drawing me is, you know, will Desmond Ridder make or break this season? Right. I've been watching Desmond Ridder closely this training camp. We know that he started 4 games last year. It was kind of here, right? It wasn't anything high, it wasn't anything low. It was kind of
Right.
medium, right? They call him Mitter, right? Mitter for Ritter. So with Desmond Ridder, right? But just my observations this training camp, I'm seeing that Desmond Ridder is not like he's not elevating plays, right? So if it's a good play, he's gonna keep it a good play, right? So if he's not going to make a good play a great play, he's not gonna make nothing out of something, right? So with Ridder, it's like the Falcons are we really setting ourselves up by banking our season on Ridder when he's really not showing that he has that elite talent level from my standpoint? How do you guys feel?
Well, do you feel like in year 2, has he shown that he has a full grasp of the offense going into year 2? I mean, by NFL standards, like you said, 4 starts, he's still a rookie in most people's eyes. So, do you believe that his progression will go through the season? Like, do you feel like you've seen? So, do you feel like with him being right here, you have seen no progression at all? Like
So
he's
you
just
said so you kind of speaking to like expectations, right? So like what do I expect from like growth wise? Like growth wise this year, I do expect him to get better, right? With experience, he's going to get better. He's going to see more defenses, right? So he's going to have better weapons this year to become or look like a better quarterback, right? But I'm talking about like specifically, what pops out at you when you're watching Desmond Ridder, when you're watching him at practice or one-on-ones when he's throwing or throwing on air 7-on-7, 11-on-11, like you're watching for him to do something, right? If he's on schedule, he's making the play on schedule, but we know that in this league, you coach high school football. Everything is not on schedule. You got to make plays off schedule and improvise, right? I don't see much improvisation from Desmond Ridder, man. So do you, from a quarterback standpoint, like, do you feel like that's important to have?
I mean, I do, but I do also feel like it's about the team and the scheme around him. Desmond Ridder, we know from him playing in college, he has a lot of experience. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of experience in game, with those just different things as far as halftime adjustments, and reading defenses and all those. He's done that before on the college level. Now, of course, we know the NFL is different. The intensity's turned up. The coverages are a little more advanced. The talent level is, is a lot higher than what it is in college. But I think with him, it's going to be more so of a rep thing. The more we see him play, the more we should start to see those type of intangibles develop and shine. Now, if we get halfway through the season and we don't see any progression in that, that's when I would be worried. At this point in his career, with him being so young and not having that, that massive in-game experience, I think right now what you may see in practice, I don't see a lot of the practices, but what you may see in practice right now may not be the full, scale of his play. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm hoping as a Falcons fan. Of course, I rock with the Eagles. I want to see the Falcons do well.
We don't do that. I'm not gonna let that slide, my brother.
Just from my Georgia, I had to get a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I think that at this stage of his career, he still has that room for growth, and he still has room for us to say, all right, it's not even week 1 yet. After week 1, we can say, okay, it's still week 1. It's week 2. Let's see what happens. By the time we get to week 8, 9, 10, I expect to see a lot more of that improvising, a lot more of that extending the play, a lot more of him taking control of the offense. And even though it may not be the best play call or the execution may not be the best, we see him making those plays like a Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, or, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily saying he's going to be on that caliber, but just extending the play. You know what I'm saying? Just making things last longer, getting the ball to an extra, giving that receiver an extra second to roll out, get a little extra open space on the rollout by him, or, taking that check down when you really need to, just seeing him do those different things. I think we should see that as a progression. I'm not I'm not too concerned if I don't see that from him right now.
Okay. Maybe I just have a little bit of anxiety, right? Because I know
Which is
how.
understandable.
Right.
It's
You know, 'cause
definitely understandable.
I understand how important, right, this position is in terms of the correlation to being a successful football team, right? Your quarterback has to be clicking, right? You see what happened with Jalen Hurts, right? We see a lot of comparison that, you know, Desmond Ridder could be like Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts clicked on an MVP level, right? You saw when he clicked on an MVP level, he damn near won the Super Bowl. So that's why I'm heaping so much on Desmond Ridder, because goddamn, if you can click like Jalen Hurts click, baby, we're gonna ride this thing to the top.
It's gonna be,
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna take off.
I think it can be, but I think that comparison is a little unfair because Jalen Hurts played at a different caliber of college. You know, coming from Alabama, the competition between him and Tua. You know what I mean? I think it was different things in Jalen Hurts' college career. I think it was different things in Jalen Hurts' college career that pushed him a little harder than what Desmond Ridder may have gotten pushed. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Ridder made it to the college football playoffs against Bama. They got their ass beat,
but Desmond Ridder
he made it to that point.
He did, and I think Desmond Ridder is a good quarterback, but Desmond Ridder didn't have that level of competition in college. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to really worry about his starting job. He wasn't going against a defense with freaking Minka Fitzpatrick, and you know what I'm saying? You go down the list of guys on Alabama defense who practicing against.
Hey, I don't know why I am throwing so much throwing so many life rafts to Desmond Ridder right now. I'm not the biggest Desmond Ridder fan, but I will say he did have Sauce Gardner as a corner. Sauce Gardner was on that team, and they had another. Yeah, they had another corner on the other side.
They did Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
They had some good guys on the perimeter. I just know the talent level wasn't the same week in, week out. It wasn't the same level of competition in practice. I'm gonna be a little more reserved with my synopsis or my evaluation of Ridder thus far, because I know it's gonna be a learning curve for him. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of understand that. I expect him to take that learning curve and get through it and progress and come out on the other end better than where he's starting. But right now, I'm not going to just like I feel you though. I feel you. I definitely feel you. I definitely feel that, you know what I'm saying? I feel what you're saying. You want to see him take those steps. You want to see him make those plays and extend the play and do those things that we know championship quarterbacks have to do to get there. But I'm just giving him a little more time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before I want to see him play a little more through this season. I didn't see enough from him last season to say, okay, he should be doing this, that, and the third. I think he can do it. I just think we got to give him a little time, let him get used to the feel of the game, the speed of the game, and let's see him progress. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving him a little bone. I'm throwing him a little bone here. That's all.
Go ahead, dog.
But how long? Well, I see both you guys' point, and I feel where both you guys are coming from. In your retrospect, you're throwing him a bone, but how long before you stop throwing that bone?
I give him halfway through the season.
I mean, I get halfway through the season. If it's not progressing the way you want, do you make the switch or you just let him go the whole season?
No. I mean, Sean J, you could tell me what you think, but I think that with the moves we've made thus far, I think we riding with Ridder. Like I
do too. I really do believe that with the moves you've made, like you have weapons around him, so it's not like you're asking him to go out there and make plays.
Right, and that's what Jason Hill is saying.
Yeah.
Right. So the weapons are there. So I think that actually makes his leash even shorter, right? Because you have veterans, you signed like a lot of 1-year veterans on this squad, right? You got Calais Campbell, you got Bud Dupree, you know,
on that defensive side,
we don't know what we're gonna do with Jeff Okudah. You know, God help us that he comes back for week 1. Him and Clark Phillips the third as well. I call him Sir Clark Phillips the third. So, you know, hopefully we can get these guys back, but I think the lease may be a little shorter because you got Taylor Heineke is he's out there competing, right? His name is not out there, but he's out there making plays, right?
Right.
And he is somebody that Arthur Smith really respects. He respects Taylor Heineke. So
Right. He's been a starter before.
right,
You know what I'm saying? We've seen
multiple
what he
teams.
can do. And he
what he
does have those intangibles where he can improvise, extend the play, make plays with his legs, which Rich Ritter has as well. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And like we know Heineke, he been in the league a little longer. He got a little more experience. Like I think with the, like Jason saying, I think with the weapons around Ritter right now, they're not giving him they're not giving him that head nod like, hey man, go out there and do your thing. I think they're kind of telling him like, look, do what we're coaching you to do. Let's run the play. And as we progress with you and the team, we can get to a point where we allow you to do a little more improvising. We allow you to do a little, have a little more control of the offense. But I think right now with the stage he's at, with him just being a starter for 4 games in the NFL, right, not really having that full season grind as the starter and, that whole process, I think right now they kind of not letting him go out there and
you
just
gotta
be
protect
kind of want him to be.
I get protecting him, but man, you would see something that pops off and says, wow. Like
he hasn't wowed you yet.
He hasn't wowed me yet, man. Maybe
what
you would see it, right? Go ahead, Big Bucks.
What's your, as far as your wow factor? Like, are you just looking at him to have the ability to extend the play, or just, hey, let me just, like if it's 3rd and 2, let me just go and get these 2 yards and get down or get out of bounds. Just being smart with the ball, or just, like, hey, I see Buddy coming across deep on the backside.
I mean, it's a lot of, if we're talking about just basic stuff, a lot of throws have been missed. Desmond Ridder has been great, short to intermediate, right? But the long ball is, what we haven't been seeing from Desmond Ridder, right? And Max Ryan's last few years, we didn't see the long ball. So we got to be able to stretch the field, but we have built the team to where, we're not going to take as many shots, right? A lot of our stuff is going to be, we're going to do crossers. We're going to have a lot of over routes. We're going to have a lot of out breaking routes.
We can look at our personnel and see the type of passing team we want. We have big possession receivers. We anticipate getting a lot of 50-50 balls, getting first downs, getting out of bounds, catching the ball, getting out of bounds. We're not a run after the catch. We're not a run after the catch team. You know what I'm saying? Like our players, we got a lot of big body, tall possession receivers. We got tight ends, receivers. All of them do that. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think that the team is built for Desmond Ridder to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To just be throwing the ball like we ain't got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle out there. You know what I'm saying? We throwing the ball to Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and you know what I'm saying? Like we throwing the ball to big possession receivers. Like I think that Desmond Ridder is gonna be able to do what Arthur Smith wants him to do. You know what I'm saying? And when they let him loose, and when we know what I'm saying, they start to say, you know what, Ridder, we trust you to make those deep ball throws, to do those type of things. I think that's something that we got to progress to.
Right. Hey man, I'm with you, Keith. No sweat, bro. I'm with you. Like, I want Desmond Ridder to come and blow my socks off. Pause. So I want him to prove me wrong, bro. I want Desmond Ridder to come out, not even to say prove me wrong, because that was to say that I have any alternative, motives, ulterior motives about Desmond Ridder. I want Desmond Ridder to be successful because I want to wake up on Monday. I want to wake up and have victory Monday. Right. I want to go to sleep Sunday night happy. Right. Those are the type of feelings that I'm chasing. And I know that, Desmond Ridder balling out will be, a major factor in that. So, but like you guys are just telling me, like, just hold and it's a wait and see. Right. Let's wait and see what he does. Right. The things have been built for him to be successful. Right. So it is all on him. It is all on him right now, man. So we're rooting for you, Desmond Ridder, but we're going to hold you to the fire because we know how important it is. Right. We know that you are important. So, you don't see the coach get on the worst player on the team, right? You say if the coach stops talking to you, get worried then.
Problem.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking about Desmond Ridder because we know how important he is. So that's why I'm gonna keep my eye on Desmond Ridder. I'm rooting for Desmond Ridder because I am rooting for the Atlanta Falcons, man. So that's it, fellas. That's it, fellas. So man, salute Desmond Ridder, man. Yeah, man. So talking about quarterbacks, man. Talking about quarterbacks, Big Bucks. I want to give you a chance to give me an update on how you feel about your quarterback situation, man. You got a Florida Gator, which I know you love. You know, I know you love the Gators.
Yeah, about the whistle out.
You had to pull out the flag. You have to throw the flag on them. Throw the flag. I know you love the Gators. No, I'm just joking. But you got Kyle Trask and you got Baker Mayfield, man. Man, how do you feel about your quarterback competition?
I don't really feel no different than what I've been saying all along. It's gotten concerning to where it looks like, okay, all the media and the hype is Baker had you thinking he's got the position locked up. And then just this past week, you hear something about like he's not looking good, turning the ball over. Then you come out, Kyle Trask say, hey, I'm just focusing on not turning the ball over. For him to come out and say that tells you something's not going right with Baker. And it's a rumor that they're like we talked about it earlier, they keeping track of his interceptions. Like since they've been in camp, they say them through what, eight interceptions. That's not good. And then now I do get at the beginning of the camp that your defense will be ahead, but to throw that many interceptions, considering
not being smart with the ball.
Yeah, you just have to be smart. And plus, like Baker, this is your 6th year. You should know that by now. Now, like I've always said, and I stand by it, if Trask starts and the team say he wins between 7 and 9 games, you automatically tell yourself that's an upside to build on. He has an upside. Now, in the same sentence, you do Baker the same way. If they win 7, 8, or 9 games, you'll be like, well, that's just Baker. Like, because if God, he say Baker starts the whole year and they only win 7 games, this is like, oh, that's just Baker. He can't do nothing, But I'm more or less like what really, kind of really just threw everything for me last week was what, what's his name? The Herd, that he does the Herd show, Colin Hurd.
Kyle Hurd.
Yeah. He said something that made a lot of sense to me when I saw it. He suggested when they start saying they splitting time now, because it's funny how they went to saying that they schedule how they would split up the reps to now they literally are splitting. From what I've heard, they're splitting reps in practice now. He said Baker should just retire. The way he could keep his, he said, I mean, seriously, he said you can keep your brand name, you can go to ESPN or Fox somewhere and be a college football analyst and still get a 7-figure salary.
And I'm going to tell him at 28 years old, retire, save your brand, and go to college football and be an analyst. You'll be able to make 7 figures. I just saw a story this morning where Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask, it's a battle to see who'll start at quarterback.
I mean, that hit home for me when I heard it. Like when he said that,
the NFL in interceptions.
That hit home.
You're not a franchise quarterback. You've never grown out of the chutzpah and the tough guy thing. And like Tim Tebow or Cam Newton, he's just too relevant to be a backup.
There you go.
Yeah, Baker is a typical dude, bro.
When you talking to somebody, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You look for everything. People
I got an automatic play. Let me pull that off. But no. Shout out to my guys at the Pivot Podcast, man.
Baker is a typical dude, bro. So I do understand what Colin's saying about him never getting out of that attitude and mode. I mean, we know how this shit go in camp. Baker may be fucking up. I still think that the Buccaneers feel like Baker may give them the best chance to win. They could be playing a mind game thing, doing a lot of competition, showing Baker like, hey, we're not afraid to go with Kyle Trask. You know what I'm saying? Let's split the reps up and see if we give you the same amount of first team snaps as him, who do better. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Baker come out and lose this, competition. I do agree with Colin. That could be detrimental to his career. But I also feel like Kyle Trask, do we want to put the house on him? Do we want to bet the house on Kyle Trask? I'm not that sure of it.
Second round draft pick, bro. It's a lot of draft.
I mean, it is, but I watched Kyle Trask play in college. You know what I'm saying? I watched Florida. You know, I'm a Georgia fan. We played him. He ain't that good. You know, to me, you know what I'm saying?
Heisman Trophy finalist.
Kyle Trask to me was a benefit of a great offense. Yeah, he was on a good team at the time. They was hot. I don't think that he is just lights out better than Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield has always been a gunslinger. He been risky with the ball since he was at Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? He like that. He like a Brett Favre kind of mentality quarterback. Yeah. He want to try to make that big throw. He want to make that big play. He really like a try hard. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that get him in trouble. I feel like as a coaching staff with Baker Mayfield, y'all need to be able to cultivate the positive things about his game and highlight those things and try to get him to be a better decision maker with the ball. You got good targets out there. You still got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin's still there, right?
Yeah.
Tight end, y'all still got Cameron Brate, right?
I'm not sure. It's Cade Otton now.
Okay, so tight end ain't as good as it was, but I'm sure he's still a good tight end. I don't follow the Buccaneers as much. I don't follow the Buccaneers as much, but I think with the team around him, I mean, Tom Brady was just there last year. Still got a lot of the same targets. Still got a good O-line. I think Baker can get the job done. You know what I'm saying? In a division like the NFC South. I think if they go with Kyle Trask, it's more so to push Baker rather than saying, like, we think he really give us a better chance. You know what I'm saying? But Kyle Trask know that he could get in there and get that opportunity and take that shit. You know what I'm saying? He see that they giving him every opportunity to go ahead and be the man. So if Kyle Trask can flip that switch and turn that shit up and get in there and really take those reps and do what he's supposed to do with them, Baker might be in trouble, man. But I think Colin, he real hot takey. So saying to retire, I think that might be extreme. But Baker has bounced around from 3 teams in the past 1 year. So he was in Carolina, he was in LA, now he in Tampa Bay. Like, damn, the Browns was willing to go with freaking a dude who hadn't played over a year with hella, you know what I'm saying, outside off the field issues over you. Like, Baker is getting he is wearing his damn his shit thin. You know what I'm saying? He is wearing thin with a lot of teams, but I mean, I still think just from watching him play and him and Kyle Trask, I would go with him over Kyle Trask.
I mean, for me, like, what type of mad would you want to be if you're a Buccaneers fan, right? What type of mad would you want to be? Do you want to be mad that you went with Trask and he may have won you 6 or 7 games, right? You can be upset, like, hey, we didn't make the playoffs, but we got something to build on. But if Baker Mayfield wins 6 or 7 games, you're pissed off because, like, you should have known better, right? Like you just said, like, you've watched this movie multiple times, and the ending has been the same for Baker Mayfield. So, Kyle Trask, you haven't seen the end of the movie. Even though, his movie kept getting put on the shelves, right? They kept pushing back the release date. They kept pushing it back because they felt like he wasn't ready. He didn't even dress out his first year. Last year he dressed out. He only played like the Falcons game, right, which was week 17, and Desmond Ridder won. But that's neither here or there. But for Kyle Trask, I think he should get the shot, man. You put draft capital in him, 2nd round draft pick. You had some type of idea of what type of player he was. So I'm sure that when he got in the building, you're like, I don't fucking know who this is. But I'm pretty sure you know what he brings to the table, unless what you see in practice just does not add up. But it's looking like he has closed that gap to where he has an opportunity to take that starting job in the 2nd preseason game.
Yeah, he has a shot. I mean, it's wide open, but I mean, it goes back to what you said, the draft capital. Like, okay, I spent the premium pick on you in the 2nd round.
Got to see what you got.
And with all due respect, like, you mean to tell me you a 2nd round pick, you couldn't even beat out Ryan Griffin. You had to wait a whole year before they got rid of him. And this Ryan Griffin was undrafted.
Right.
Then you didn't make the dress list until last year. So, I mean, I don't know how he looked in practice or anything like that. You know, I mean, I get Brady was taking all the reps the past 3 years, so I understand that. But at some point, you have to progress, show some kind of progression, and that's the only thing that I was kind of concerned about. Like, but I mean, I knew that they wouldn't just give him the job, but I mean, I was just surprised that they signed Baker. So bringing in, I mean, if it would have been any other bot, I'd be like, okay, Trash gonna start. But the fact that they bought in Baker,
it's like you brought him in, you got to start him at this. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I can see that, because what concerns me was the way Todd Bowles was speaking of. He was saying how he was infatuated with him in 2018. He said if he could have got him in 2018, that's who he would have drafted instead of Sam Donald. But Baker went number 1 because he said he liked what he interviewed with him and saw him work out. So, I mean, I don't know who I would assume Bowles is going to make the final call who gets the starting nod. I mean, I feel like he's leaning towards Baker, but if what we're hearing and seeing now with Trash closing the gap, maybe this rides all the way out until the end of the preseason. Because they haven't said they haven't said anything about when they're going to decide who's going to be the starter. Like, so I'm just curious about that.
Question for you as a Bucs fan, like, what do you think the Bucs are looking at this season, like, as a team, you know, for the team goal? Do you really think they're looking like we are a Super Bowl contender, or do you think they're looking like more so let's just win the division and try to get in the playoffs? Like, what do you think the goal is? Because I think personally, if you're looking at the team as, you know, we're just trying to win the division and make the playoffs, I think you roll with Baker. I think if you're looking at the team any type of we want success now model, you roll with Baker. If I think you're looking at the team as we in rebuild mode, that's when you go with Trash. To me personally, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, hell, what's the worst? We go with Baker. If he fuck up, we bench his ass, and then we play Trash. You know what I'm saying? But for y'all to sign Baker, I feel like you got to give him a shot. Just because y'all signed him, we got to see what he got. We got to roll him out there. We got to give him a couple games. We got to see, you know, what he does with the team. We know we got Trask as a good viable person who we can replace him with. You know what I'm saying? Who, like you said, we got draft capital in him, 2nd round pick. But also, like you stated, it's been reasons why he hasn't been dressing. It's been reasons why, you know what I'm saying, he hasn't progressed and taken claim as even as the backup to Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? In various parts of his career, you know, for the past 2 seasons he's been in the league. So, I mean, I feel like you signed Baker, man, he a first overall pick. Man, we got to see what the hell Baker got. You know what I'm saying at this point, especially with the team, depending on what the goal is for the team.
Yeah. I mean, right now the goal obviously is I do believe that they're probably approaching it. Hey, we still think we can win the division and get into the playoffs, and then we can just see what happens from there. Like, that's what I'm thinking, but I'm quite sure they say, like, you know, I think every team has aspirations of winning the Super Bowl. But the way they did stuff, I mean, yeah, that's probably the approach. I do feel like, you know, how they had to make a bunch of moves and move money around. So, I mean, you might as well try to be competitive at this point. So, you know, that's my expectation is I think that they're just trying to compete and try to win the division. I mean, in my personal opinion, I think that it'll only take 8 to 9 wins will win your division this year. That's just
to win the division. Who do you think give you all the best chance? Risk, Trask, or Mayfield?
I mean, right now, I mean, everybody talks about the quarterback competition. I want to see what the offensive line looks like, let alone the quarterback position, because if the line can't block, worth the damn.
You guys had a lot of good draft picks on that offensive line over the past 2 to 3 years. So, I mean, high draft picks too, if I'm not mistaken.
Man. Picking between Trask and Baker Mayfield is like picking between Hillary and Donald Trump.
That's the worst. Who you get?
So, I mean, it's damn as worse as that election was.
Can we all agree that the Bucs probably had the worst quarterback situation in the NFC South?
Man, there's a lot of Bucks fans that'll fight you over that, bro. I done took so much Desmond Ridder heat, like just like me. I can't even talk about Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask just because of Desmond Ridder. Like, check
but
this.
You have no long tenured quarterback in the division. No, I know Derek Carr's been in the league for a minute.
You got Derek Carr and fucking
Bryce Young. Bryce Young is getting a lot of hype. I'm gonna be, I want to say this like without being a pause. I'm gonna be on Bryce Young's heels this year, especially going into week 1. Me and Bryce Young, we're gonna have a date. He's gonna have to prove me wrong. Like if there's any quarterback in the draft, if Bryce Young is gonna have to prove me wrong, I don't believe it. I don't see it. I think Bryce Young is overblown. I really do think Bryce Young is overrated. I think once these grown men get to body slamming, you know how like they're gonna start doing Bryce Young the way I used to do my little brother in the pool. Would you put him in the washing machine? Put somebody in the washing machine. They're gonna be doing Bryce Young. They're gonna be putting his ass in the washing machine. His little ass. So I'm gonna be on Bryce Young all year. But no. Let me get you guys comment on this one video here. This is about Desmond Ridder. How you guys feel about this? Is it disrespect, shade, or what? Let me know.
What do you think of Ridder?
Ridder?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Quarterback, Desmond Ridder.
I don't know who it is. I'm sorry. What number?
Number 9.
I'm not. Oh, that was cool. I don't know their name. I wasn't looking at film. It wasn't like I was studying them. We were just happy to go against them. But they did okay. They did a good job.
Bro, did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
One more time.
Who is that?
I'm sorry.
Quarterback, Desmond Ridder.
I don't know who it is.
Xavier Howard, Pro Bowl.
What number?
Number 9.
I mean,
that was
it's
cool.
natural. You take little digs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
he was like, I'm sorry. Who?
Yeah,
I think what number? Like,
I think he full of shit. I think you know exactly who Desmond Ridder is. I think Desmond Ridder may not have made an impact in the scrimmage today for him to be like this. I don't think I should acknowledge this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
You got to show you belong. He basically
right, and I think that's what I just got. That's what. Oh yeah, number 9. Yeah, he cool. He was over there throwing the ball. He did his little thing or whatever. But yeah, I don't really know who that is. You know what I'm saying? Like
right. I mean, he's an all pro. He's an all pro corner, right? So for Ridder to be acknowledged, he got to have more than 4 games under his belt.
Exactly.
So it's more of that. Like I'm the big dog. Like before I acknowledge you, do something, rookie. Do something, young boy. For me to even call your name in the interview. But I just found that strange that with all the Ridder hate and all of the stuff that's going out, like shit is starting to compound. Like dudes is really out here openly disrespecting my guy. Like
I think it's
they're gonna disrespect him so much that I'm gonna have to go hard for him. I'm gonna have to turn up.
I just saw a clip of Trayvon Diggs calling his own quarterback a bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? So for Xavier Howard to just be like, I don't know who that guy is on the other team. That ain't that bad to me. You know what I'm saying? That's just regular. That's regular player speak. Like I ain't mad at Xavier Howard for that. If I'm Desmond Ridder, I'm like, okay, let me mark down next time we play y'all, and I'm gonna make sure you remember.
We play them this year. We play them this year. They're on the schedule.
They're on the next time we play. I'm cut that next practice session.
Right, on the next practice, right.
You know what I'm
Let me make sure he know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure he see me do me. And he
Ridder better look in the mirror before he start to. He not like he about to go out there and Patrick Mahomes and start gunslinging shit around. Like you better.
We don't know.
We got to see. Maybe that motivates him, right? Like you said, it's gonna motivate him to be like, next time you hear my name, the next time my name is spoke in your presence, you're gonna know what the fuck I do.
Exactly.
He that. Put it on the board. Put it on the whiteboard.
Exactly.
Put it on the bulletin board. Bulletin board material.
Right.
Desmond Ridder, you need to have that video running on all your TVs when you get to the crib.
Next game,
you know
for real. Next time you play the Dolphins, you need to make sure you tell Drake London, hey, I need 2 tuds on him.
we need to moss him. I mean, he got to get the ball up there. I'm not gonna get the ball up there, Ridder. You put it up there. We got these big dunking wide receivers, right? Twin Towers, Kyle Pitts. I'm about to say Kyle Trask because we was just talking about
Kyle Pitts,
Kyle Pitts, and Drake London.
Hollis,
man. So
Hollis is a
get
big
them boys the ball.
Too. Mac Hollins, he's a big receiver too.
Yeah,
right?
Mac Hollins, man. Mac Hollins, man. Salute to Mac Hollins. That motherfucker is crazy from what I hear, man. But to touch on, to get back on the joint practice, man, that we missed, like the Falcons, right? We're historically known as being weak in the trenches, but now, thanks to Terry Fontenot, Arthur Smith, they're building this team in their image. They're not God, but they are our guys, right? As far as formulating the team for us to be successful. So they are building a team in the trenches. And, you know, from the reports from my man Cameron Wolf, we do see him on the NFL Network all the time, right? So he did give from his view, right? Miami is a speed team. Right. You can't guard Tyreek Hill, especially when you are basically one-on-one with no help out there. So Trey Flowers got beat. A lot of people saw the video, but you know, in the trenches, our guys dominated. So how do you guys feel about the Falcons potentially being a trench type of team, right? It's opposite of the fast and physical Dan Quinn shit, right? We was fast, but we wasn't very physical, right? And teams figured that out, and they tested that over 4 quarters and wore us down a lot. So how do you feel about us basically flipping that on the dime and say, hey, we're going to be built in the trenches, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to get after your team on the defensive line, man? How you guys feel about the Falcons?
That's where this NFL, that's where the game is won at, in the trenches. You got to take control of the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. So the fact that you guys have shown a commitment to that speaks wonders about that. So I think that's a big step in the right direction to becoming a playoff contender.
I mean, not to say, bro, you a Buccaneers fan, right? So you're talking like you wishing well on us, bro. Like from a Buccaneers standpoint, like when we play you guys, I know you're not saying like, man,
I know they gonna
golly, I hope the Falcons fucking trenches do their thing. Like, are you worried about our trenches going up against your offensive line? Like, are you worried about our offensive line, you know, road grading your defensive line, right? With Todd Bowles' system, right? We had success running the ball against you guys last year, like, and we're adding to that. Do you think that's going to challenge the Buccaneers and also challenge to win the division? Like, from a Buccaneers fan standpoint, man, give me
from a football standpoint, that makes sense.
It makes
the fan in me, hell no, I don't think like. When y'all had success, y'all had to run stretching outside, but coming at the heart of that defense, no, you ain't gonna have a chance in hell to do that. They're gonna be sitting there waiting on you.
Vita Vea and who?
Vita, you got Vita.
Dude, gone, right?
Whole ass back. So I mean, he gonna control those gaps.
You got the rookie too.
It's gonna take two regardless. One linebacker is gonna still stay free. So that's my biggest thing. If we can show that the ends, your 5 techniques, Logan Hall, Kansas, if they show they can set the edge, then we may still be okay. But I still do believe that this is a pass-heavy league. I mean, we still shown that we can be a physical and dominant, solid defense to stop the run. So, I do, think we'll be up for the challenge when we play y'all guys.
I mean, I like what this team is building, man. I feel like if we're going to do anything, like we're going to, actually fight, right? I think our guys are going to fight, right? I don't think our will is going to be broken as easily as it has been in years prior. So that's one thing that we've saw under the Arthur Smith regime is a team that fought for 4 quarters, right? So the last 2 years, we wasn't a good football team roster-wise. And I think we work towards that. And with that, you know, we finally starting to see the final form of what they're envisioned, right? So we gave them, you know, this is their third year. This is the time where you got to show, you know, that your vision can come into reality, right?
Yeah.
So what they've envisioned, now it's the time to you know, deliver on that. So I feel like they are building the team, and I like what I see. I like the energy. I just like the size and the physicality that they're gonna bring, and the weapons that they've added, bro. So, you know, I feel like, you know, this could be the time that where we break out. And I, you know, no disrespect to you, big Bucks. You know, I don't feel like the Buccaneers got a shot at fucking with us this year. You know,
I
and then
don't either.
that's no disrespect. I don't think the Buccaneers are gonna fuck with the Falcons this year, because
I don't either. And I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
think it's
this.
gonna be close, man. You know,
This is a bold prediction for me. You know, like we talked about, I'm a big Eagles fan, but I still love the Falcons. And I predict the Falcons to win the division this year. I think that the additions the Falcons made on defense is gonna be the difference. I think that the veterans we brought in, the help on the back end in the secondary, hopefully Okuda, like you say, is good enough to bounce back, even if it's not week 1, 2. Hopefully he can come back in that first part of the season. You know what I'm saying? By week 4 or 5. I don't know what his injury is. I don't know if there's any word on that or not. You know, I've been busy. I haven't heard anything, but I think the Falcons could win the division just strictly off the defense, as constructed, if they play well together. I think we're going to get a lot of more push on the D-line. I think the pass rush is going to be incredibly better. I think with our secondary, we could actually cover guys a lot better and maybe longer. I think we could see a lot better man coverage this year. We do have fast linebackers who can cover backs out the backfield and cover tight ends. I think that the Falcons are going to go as far as our defense can take us, man. I think that's going to be the key. The offense, we know what Arthur Smith likes to do. We saw him in Tennessee. We're going to run the ball. We're going to make quick passes with Ridder. We're not going to ask him to do too much. If he develops into that type of player, like halfway through the season, like I predict that, or like I envision him possibly doing, not saying he will do it, but I think he can do it. I think that's when you'll start to see the offense open up a lot more. And if we can, like, consistently score points, that's what's going to put the team over the top. But I think just like starting off beginning of the season, I think that defense is going to come out with a lot of intensity. I think we may get a lot of turnovers. I see us speeding up the other team's offense, making them get the ball out quick. And I think that's going to be the difference maker, you know, as far as the Falcons go, man. If we can get our defense to fly around, pass rush, cover the receivers on the perimeter, force, you know, quick plays. We could get interceptions, get turnovers. Now we get on offense, we run the ball. We got Algiers, we got Bijan, we got Patterson. We run that ball. We, you know, keep the offense on the field, drive, long drives, score touchdowns, put the defense back out there, speed them up. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the formula for the Falcons, man. The Falcons do that. I think the Falcons going to be pretty successful, man.
Yeah, I know. I heard you say you're a big Eagles fan, but you use the word "we" a lot of times, and I know you ain't never been to France, my nigga. So, so I know you still rocking with the Falcons, man.
I am
So
still rocking with the
yeah,
Falcons,
You
but
still,
I don't think the Falcons can beat the Eagles as the Falcons are currently constructed. I
no.
don't think we can beat the Eagles.
Right now, man, we're not competing with the Eagles. You know, much respect to the Eagles.
The Eagles and the 49ers
we're trying to win a division right now. Yeah, even
the
though
Eagles and the 49ers, I don't think the Falcons can compete with them.
Yeah, even though we smacked the 49ers last year by 2 touchdowns, we're not focusing on them right now. So we are trying to be the best team in the NFC South, right? We be the best. If we're the best team in the NFC South, which I don't feel like is going to be that hard. I don't think that Bryce Young is ready in the Carolina Panthers. Like I said, we're going to show the world that he has a long way to go come week 1, right? What we do to him week 1 is really going to have them to reevaluate their season. But, the Saints, that's going to be our biggest competition. The Buccaneers, I think, may not be as bad as people think, but it can go really bad. I think their floor is really low, so it can go really bad, but they can be decent. So, I think the Falcons, we should dominate this division, man. I think we should win by a couple of games. Yeah, I mean, but that's just me. I just had this feeling about this team, just the energy around them. I feel like they got the right mix of veterans and young players.
Yeah.
So it's time. The time is now, man. So
I agree.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but before we wrap it up on the NFL, anything you guys want to add, man?
Yeah, man. I want to talk about the Eagles, man.
What the fuck going on with the Eagles? Man, since we talking about the Eagles and the Georgia Bulldogs, why they don't have any love or respect for Nakobe Dean? Why are they signing multiple linebackers? And Nakobe Dean is supposed to be named the starter, right? Is Nakobe Dean knees gonna keep up? Or does he have, I'm gonna start calling him the Georgia knees, because Todd Gurley had him. Nakobe Dean has him. The Georgia knee. Do he got the Georgia knee syndrome?
I don't think so. Nakobe Dean is a hell of a linebacker. I think his problem was his size. I know they did say he had some shoulder injuries coming out of the draft, which was like a knock on him while he kind of fell. But Nakobe Dean, man, I watched this kid play since high school, and he is a linebacker's linebacker. He's smart. He's fast. He's physical. He's aggressive. He reads this fucking front and gets to his spot. He knows how to fill his gaps. He knows when to spill. He knows when not to. He knows when to fill. He knows when to spill. The kid is good. You know what I'm saying? I think the most concern with him was his size. He's not as big. He's like a Deion Jones, you know what I'm saying, for comparison type of guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot smaller, linebacker, fast. He is very strong, but when you get to that, you got that size.
Everybody is fast and strong, right?
Right. You got linebackers that's 6'3", you know what I'm saying? You got the Kobe Dean who like 6 foot, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, are you going to be able to take on those big offensive linemen all game? You know what I'm saying? All season. And that's where it kind of gets into that durability thing. But, I mean, the kid played at Georgia. We played against the best of the best. He made it through the ringer. He did what he had to do, held his teammates accountable. I think the Kobe Dean is going to be eventually a starting linebacker there. I'm not privy to all the practice insight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not exactly sure what may be the holdup as far as, him being named after other linebackers. But I know the last thing I read, they were saying that he was projected to be one of the starting linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Nolan Smith has been balling out up there. Man, I've been hearing so many reports coming out of Eagles camp raving about how well Nolan Smith has been playing. As people know, he missed half of the season last year at Georgia for tearing his pectoral, I want to say, or his bicep or tricep. I think he had like a muscle tear in his chest and his arm. So he was one of the guys who was actually on the sideline. Like he instantly became a coach. You know what I'm saying? He never missed a practice, never missed a game, was locked in every time, helping make a rotation sub, coming to the sideline, making adjustments. And that kid is up there balling out. So I want to give a big shout out to Nolan Smith. A lot of people didn't believe in him because of his size, but he's proven that, you know what I'm saying, that Georgia pedigree and what Kirby and Glenn Schumann, what they doing with those guys on that Georgia defense, it translates to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? No question about it. It translates. We see it from the other first-round draft picks the previous seasons, and we're seeing it now just from training camp, hearing about a force that Jalen Carter has been, hearing about the force that Nolan Smith has been, hearing about the strides that Jordan Davis has made from last season to this season, even hearing about Keely Ringo and how he's doing his thing, and he could be a nickel contributor on the, you know what I'm saying, Eagles defense. Like, man, it's just great, man. I love to hear these Georgia kids, overcoming all the adversity, that off the field issues that they were talking about at Georgia, and them, just dominating at Georgia, winning national championships. Now they're in the league on one of the best teams in the league, Super Bowl contender, dominating, earning a spot. I just love to see it, man. So I want to give a big shout out to those guys. big shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles organization, man, knowing how to pick the fucking right players. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't wait for the season, man. I'm ready to see these guys in action. I'm ready to see Swift with Jalen Hurts in that backfield. I'm ready to see the Kobe Dean, Jordan Davis, and Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith all in that box for that Eagles defense making plays just like they used to do at Athens together, man. I'm excited.
Man, I hope you got the NFL Sunday ticket, because in the A, my brother, we get the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, don't you worry.
We
I
gonna
got
get the
Falcons.
Falcons.
I can't reveal my sources here, but anybody who knows me know.
Oh yeah, I know. I
I
already know. You got the plug. You got the plug on this. Hey man, we're gonna hold that down.
We're gonna hold that down, man.
But man,
shout out to my Georgia boys up there
Eagles,
doing their thing.
Salute to Georgia, back-to-back national championships, man. Salute to the Eagles, salute to the Falcons, man, because I don't want to root for any Georgia players. I did see my man, so salute to the Falcons. They don't even have to put me in that position to root for any
the
Georgia
Falcons
players.
Got Lorenzo
Go
Carter,
Noles, baby.
Linebacker Lorenzo Carter, go Dogs.
Yeah, man.
Straight out of Norcross. Go Dogs.
I mean, he ain't making too many plays. I need him to make some more plays, but that's probably why he need to make more.
We just re-signed him. We really didn't have him in his best position. I think he's more of a pass rushing linebacker. But he can cover that tight end out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be getting him to cover the tight end deep, maybe in the flats. You know what I'm saying? Across the middle of the field. Once we get past that,
going sideways. He don't need to be going backwards.
Let's go east to west.
Lateral,
east to west, maybe a little south. We can get you coming downhill to the backfield. Don't really want you turning your back to the offensive line, running downfield with much guys as Lorenzo Carter. But he's gonna make his plays. He gonna do his thing.
Yeah, man. We're going to get back on the Falcons. There's so much we can get into with the Falcons, man. So we're going to be here all year tapping in with the Falcons. So comment, join, call in. Shit, I didn't even post a link if anybody wanted to call in, man. Always, you can comment. If you want to jump on the show, just say, hey, man, shoot me the link. I'll send you the link, put you on the show. Let me hear from you. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear. If I'm bullshitting, if I'm tripping, let me know. If anybody on the screen is tripping, let us know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Call on, talk your shit. Yeah, man, you guys want to hop into just a little bit of NCAA college football?
I love college, man.
I'm here. If y'all want to drop
I'm here for it, man.
Man, we want to hop into some college football. We are Florida State and Georgia Bulldogs fan. I was about to say Miami Hurricanes. I know you fuck with the Hurricanes. You got the Hurricanes on too.
Yeah. No, this Stockbridge right here. This Stockbridge. Go Stockbridge Tigers high school football. We had our spring game Friday, beat Lovejoy 50-0. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man. We no Miami here. You know what I'm saying? It's all I do like Miami, but we don't rock with Miami. You know what I'm saying? It's all Stockbridge Tigers, man. So shout out to Stockbridge. First game coming August 19th, Douglas County High School, Morehouse College. Man, it's going to be 3 games that Saturday. Stevenson plays somebody first. Then we got Douglas County second, and then we got Dutchtown and Cedar Grove last on that Saturday, October 19th. So if y'all ain't doing nothing, y'all want to come see some premier high school football. You talking about arguably three of the top 5, 3 of the top teams in the state with us, Cedar Grove and Dutchtown all being there. Douglas County is a great program, good team. They got D1 players over there getting recruited by Georgia and other teams in the SEC, Florida State as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stevenson, can't remember who Stevenson played first, but Stevenson plays first. They not the Stevenson that we all may remember, Marcus Ball and all those guys, but it's still Stevenson. They still got a good program over there. So just a little plug. If y'all ain't doing nothing on Saturday, October 19th, come to Morehouse College, man. See some good high school football.
Is that the Corkitail Classic?
No, it's the Inner City Classic. I want to say it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Salute, man. Salute to Morehouse for hosting that as well,
Yeah,
man.
salute to Morehouse for hosting that, giving us the opportunity to come up there and showcase what we gonna do, man. We got some guys on our team that's getting recruited by a lot of D1 schools, man. Running back signed to NC State, are committed to NC State. We got our safety committed to Marshall. We got offensive linemen getting recruited by, you name it, the whole Sun Belt, you know what I'm saying, some ACC schools. We got some ballers, man, and it's gonna be a tough task against Douglas County. They're a good team over there, like I said, but we've been practicing, we've been working, we're gonna do what we gotta do. We're gonna do whatever we need to do to handle business on Saturday. And the NCAA, man, I love it, man.
We'll see.
Hell of a goddamn recruiting week.
Let's take a 15-second break for our station identification.
Go ahead, let's do that.
Yo. What's good, man? What's good? I see my man Wop done stepped away. Florida State had a big recruiting weekend, man. So this is the College Corner, man. So Florida State had a big recruiting weekend. We pulled in Charles Lester III last week, 5-star cornerback out of South Florida. We also pulled KJ Bolden, a 5-star plus safety out of Buford High School, the powerhouse high school in Georgia, right? So KJ Bolden, Charles Lester III catapulted FSU into the top 5 recruiting class for the 2024 class rankings, man. The big thing was FSU beating out KJ Bolden, beating out UGA for KJ Bolden last week, man. The UGA fans mad, saying that they overpaid for this player, man. How do you feel about that, Mr. UGA?
I mean, man, you know how this recruiting game goes. This NIL thing has definitely changed the landscape of college recruiting. I mean, I'm not mad at it. You got to do what you got to do to get those guys. You know what I'm saying? KJ Bolden, he grew up a Florida State fan, as did a couple other guys. Landon Thomas, a guy who also was committed to Georgia. Well, he was committed to Georgia. He flipped his recruitment, which I want to say, I think he was committed to Florida State first, flipped to Georgia, and then flipped back to Florida State. So, I'm not mad at it, man. I think Florida State, Norvell, I think he's doing something real special down there. He's trying to bring Florida State back to that, that Jimbo, Bobby Bowden days where those guys were a regular competitor. Of course, we know how this NIL thing works. I know Kirby has a lot of different rules on NIL for incoming freshmen that other schools may not have. So I feel like if these kids think it's a better opportunity for them to go to Florida State and make some money and play, do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna knock it. You know what I'm saying? We all know how this college thing goes. It's a transfer portal. Kids go to one place 1 year and then they somewhere else the next. You know what I'm saying? We saw that right. Texas A&M where they paid all those kids that NIL money, and the next season 20 of them was gone. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just a college process.
I mean, speaking of Texas A&M, look who we got in the picture. We got Mr. Texas A&M himself. But look at the kid on the far left.
Yeah, that's KJ back in the day.
I mean, even then, bro, for him to from there, I mean, the connection was there, man.
Yeah, of course. As a avid college football fan, I can imagine how it is when you have that dream school. I was so shocked that Travis Hunter flipped.
I knew you
Travis
were
Hunter always talked about how Florida State was his dream school, and so when you got that dream school and you really want to go there, I think that it's not too many things that could change your mind on that. You know what I'm saying? We saw that with
change a lot of kids' mind, man.
Money will, but I mean, we saw that with Jaden Hazelwood. Like Jaden Hazelwood, when he came out of Cedar Grove, top receiver in the state, top receiver in the country. He loved Georgia, but his dream school was always Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? His father played there. He grew up with that Oklahoma gear on, and he ended up deciding to go there. You know what I'm saying? He did transfer and graduate from Arkansas, but you know, when you get those kids with that dream school, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised KJ Bolden went to Florida State. I think it's a great pickup for them. But I will say this, I don't think that any of this is over. You know what I'm saying? I think that KJ Bolden might go to Florida State this year, and if shit don't go the way he wanted to go, I can see him in that portal.
We said the same thing about Travis Hunter, bro. But you know what I mean? It's like you say, where the money reside, where the money reside.
And Travis went with Deion.
You know what I mean?
Travis followed Deion. We saw that. But
Travis Hunter, we know he's a clout whore. Let's call it like it is.
I'm not gonna call that.
Everybody on the Colorado Buffaloes team are clout whores. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is their job? You know, I see more content coming out. Like their kicker, right, has his own YouTube, you know, channel and stuff like that. So everybody, you know, they're just a bunch of phones out creating content out in Colorado. I'm not sure if they're locked in. So
it's just bringing the spotlight on the team. Folks know they come here, they could get exposure, and people gonna know them more for just a number and a name. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna know a personality about them, and that's something that Colorado is doing to try to galvanize fans, to try to get people to get behind the team, because you got a personality in Deion, and you got a personality in Shedeur, and you got a personality in Travis, and now it's kind of like, man, hey,
I mean,
you know, my favorite
personalities. We're in this for football, bro.
We are.
I understand your personality is cool, but
it's a marketing thing. It's like, okay, Florida State's your favorite team, right? But you don't know how to fuck the quarterback really is. Like, you don't know him. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the best thing, bro. You ever heard the thing like you never want to meet your heroes?
Right,
like,
I agree.
The less that I know about you, the more that I'm gonna love about you.
And I agree with that. But in the case of Deion, where these people, he's creating Colorado fans. So when you're creating these new fans, it's like, what's a better way to create these fans than to let them know who they rooting for? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody not just gonna get behind Colorado just because it's Deion. I can honestly say, for me, the more I watch them, the more I like them. And I know that that's happening for other people. At first, when he went there, I'm like, man, fuck Colorado. Fuck that shit. They suck. I don't give a fuck. But now I'm watching them now, and I'm like, damn,
bro,
I kind of like Shedeur. Okay, damn, this kid, I kind of like this kid. And now I'm like, damn, I see myself like, damn, I kind of want them to win a little bit. And that's what they're doing to the fans. They're showing more than just football. And now you even if you don't like Colorado, you might like Travis Hunter, you might like Shedeur, you might like the individual, and then now you're starting to root for the team. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Colorado's doing. I do feel what you said with the attention whore thing, but I just feel like they're creating a fan base. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be people that's 5 years from now when Deion leaves Colorado, that's gonna be like, man, I still like Colorado just because this kid there, and I remember watching him on the YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? And Deion, that's gonna be gone. So that's what he's doing, and I can't knock it. You know what I mean? It's cool.
So you already predicting after 5 years he up out of there?
Yeah, I don't think Deion stays there long. I don't.
He retires, or he just?
No, I think he's gonna take a bigger job. I think it's gonna be a bigger school that's gonna pay Deion way more money. Because I'm under the impression that Deion gonna go where the money go. You know what I'm saying? Right now he getting this contract. What is it, $5 million or whatever? Man, if goddamn Florida State or Auburn or goddamn any of these schools come knocking and be like, man, Deion, we'll pay you $20 million a season to come coach. Deion, boy, he packed that shit up. Before he signed the paper, he already got movers moving the shit.
Yeah, he gonna tell everybody God sent him there.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the reason.
But at the same time, I don't think Deion's gonna last that long. I don't know how much longer he's gonna drag that foot around. No disrespect to him, but I don't know how much longer he's gonna drag that foot around. I think one of the main reasons why he went to Colorado and left Jackson State is because of the care that he can have, right? The medical care that he can have for his foot, right? That's dramatically upgraded by going to Colorado and then staying at Jackson State. So I think that it's a lot around his health, bro, to where you're Dion. You know what I'm saying? You can quit your job today and have a TV show tomorrow where you can, pick your own hours, right? Everybody don't have options. A man is only as faithful as his options. We've heard that before. So with Dion having all these options in all these different lanes, like what is holding him in coaching outside of seeing his boys through to the NFL? So once they go to the NFL, is he still gonna have that passion and drive to drag his foot around when his sons are not even in the same city?
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if Dion went to whatever team one of his kids is drafted to.
I can't say that. I think
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I feel like he is kind of doing this to see his kids to the NFL.
Yeah, that I always said that. I think he's just trying to make sure they get to the league. But I personally think from a college standpoint, I do believe his health is a major factor. But I just can't see him going and taking the bag at a major university. I think he wants to go there where he has full control. Like, I mean, he went. That's the reason I thought he took the Colorado job. Like, he got full control. He got all the say so. Right. I mean, because personally, I thought the better program for him to go to, and you get the money in the back end program, I thought Nebraska would have been the perfect fit. But I know they wouldn't give him full control like he has at Colorado. Right. Nebraska would be like, no, we want him to be the OC. We want this guy to come in and be on your staff. Right. But I think Nebraska would have had the backing and the money for him to turn the program around quicker. It wouldn't as big. It's not going to be a big as of a challenge as it is in Colorado as it would if he was at Nebraska. I do believe that.
I don't think that the challenge is. I don't think there's much of a challenge in Colorado like we thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? Dion's proved me wrong in a lot of things, man. Dion has showed me that he can get talent into Colorado more so than I thought he could. Okay, maybe it's not. Of course, we know it's not the level of Georgia or Florida State or Ohio State. But I mean, Colorado was never getting kids at that caliber. Colorado wasn't getting the kids of the caliber they're getting now. So Dion has already showed me, I could get kids to come to Colorado. Now all he has to do is show us that he could win in Colorado. You know what I'm saying? And but with him leaving the Pac-12 and going to the Big 12,
think about that. That gives him a pipeline into Texas.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So where I think that's going to increase the level of talent.
See, this is the one thing with Dion. He's shown he can get any skill player.
Yeah, you got to get the lineman.
You got to show
me the trenches, can't get the linebacker
in the trenches. And I want to see him. We've talked about this before. What is he going to do at quarterback behind Shedeur? He's got it locked up, but are you going to go get another top quarterback?
What's going to happen is when they see what Shedeur does, that's when those top quarterbacks are going to be like, okay, I could go to Colorado and be you know what I'm saying? But they got to see Shedeur do it first. You got to see with his quarterbacks, we got to see somebody else do it here before we can say, okay, I'm a top quarterback. I want to go there. So this is his audition for every other top quarterback in the next upcoming 3-4 years of recruiting. What he doing with his son right now, this is the audition for them. In order for them to entertain him, he got to show something with his own son. And we going to find it out. Hey, man, what is it, like 20 days? We going to find out. You know what I'm saying? The time is coming, bro. Dion talk about we coming. The time is coming. We better really find out if Colorado is.
Let's hear Dion talking shit real quick.
What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me, so you ain't nothing you could do to me. I've been dealing with this foolishness since Pee Wee football, man. I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what will change now that I'm coaching? Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I'm not even on the field. But I'm pretty sure I get every darn coach I'm playing against, head coaches, and anything you want to do. But I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, Do not give a darn what opinions people have of you, long as that opinion is not consistent of that of yourself. You be you. I'm not planning to make you feel good about me. I already feel good about me. I'm good. It's a message for the youngsters out there and the old school, not old fools.
Man, Dion got the gift of gab, bro. If he got anything, he know how to talk that shit.
He can say some shit and make anything sound good.
Right. He's a former preacher, right? He's a former pastor, right? He knows how to get the congregation going. Like Dion has it, man. So he is pulling out stuff to where, like, that whole thing, like, we all feel like that. You know what I'm saying? If you anybody, with any type of self-confidence, what Dion just said in that video, it struck you. It struck you, right? It struck you the way like, yeah, I don't give a damn what nobody said. And people talk about Dion all the time, right? Coach Prime. Talk about Coach Prime, Coach. Even though he volunteers himself to be in the spotlight all the time. So people are gonna talk about you all the time, but he says he don't give a damn. Maybe he's saying that because they're about to get drugged through the mud this year, and he's already saying, hey, whatever y'all say about me, I don't give a damn. Or that's just how he lives life. I think it's both.
I think Dion says shit so where no matter the outcome, it's gonna always feel like he came out on top. You know what I'm saying? The shit Dion saying now is gonna be whether we win or lose. I told y'all I didn't give a damn what y'all thought. You know what I'm saying? So if they go out and whoop ass, he gonna be like, man, I knew he was gonna do this. I told y'all I didn't care. If they go out and get their ass whooped, he gonna be like, hey man, I don't give a damn. We working on what we working on. You know what I'm saying? So Dion is that unique speaker, like you say, who can say things vaguely that he can always come back to and say, I told you so in the future. You know what I'm saying? He leaves things, he speaks general enough to where he can always reference this same conversation and you know what I'm saying? And keep it going under that same aspect no matter what the result is. You know what I'm saying? He's never came out and said we're gonna kick everybody's ass. He never came out and said we gonna fucking lose every game. He like, hey man, we gonna do what we do. And when they do what they do, that's what he gonna say. I told you he was gonna do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how Dion is. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like motherfuckers don't have that gift. He kind of remind me of like Donald Trump in a sense where he could just say shit and it's like, damn, nobody really know what he mean until some other shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, now he coming back and like, yeah, man, I told you so. Or, hey, man, I said this was going to happen. And now you kind of just like, damn, he kind of did say, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's hard for you to be like, nah, you was wrong. You know what I mean? Because he ain't going to give you enough to say he was wrong. You know what I mean? So that's Dion, man. I like that shit.
Trump that made an appearance, everybody.
I like that
Trump
shit, man.
that showed
himself. I like that.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I got the gift of gab.
Go ahead, big buck.
I ain't like Dion, but I think I got the gift of gab sometimes.
Man. Hey, what did that Oregon coach say about Dion? Didn't they exchange words or something?
Nah, he just said they was asking him about Colorado and Dan Lanning was like, shit, I don't know. Colorado never won nothing. They talking about they leaving the Pac-12. They never won the Pac-12. Who gives a shit?
I mean, right. That's just like the SEC losing
Vandy.
I was about to say Vandy, but they are an academic school, right? Their SEC GPA is going dramatically down. Right. Like they're in the SEC for GPA purposes only, like that. You know that kid that's on the basketball team, football team, or in the frat, just to get the GPA up, man, we see that all the time.
It's like the SEC losing Mississippi State.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Colorado, like he says, man, what are they losing? Before Dion got there, nobody wouldn't even
sell
talk twice about
the game. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. So Georgia Bulldogs, I know you were telling us, Wop, that you got the Georgia players coming in, they played the best of the best, but Georgia has the worst schedule in college football. So how can you say these Georgia players are coming out playing the best of the best when they may have 1 or 2 good games a year?
So first, the reason why Georgia has the worst schedule in college football is because Georgia is the team with that schedule. If Kentucky had the same schedule, nobody would be saying, man, Kentucky got the worst schedule in college football. It's because we're Georgia. It's because we're the reigning national champions back-to-back. They expect us to whoop everybody's ass, so they expect us to play the best of the best teams. We know that's not how college football works. We did have better teams on the schedule, but due to those teams, Oklahoma joining the SEC, we had to take them off the schedule. We tried to find another top team to play us. Nobody wanted to play us. We ended up having to play UT Martin. Georgia, man, we are going to play a schedule where we are playing top-ranked teams. We're playing Tennessee. We're playing South Carolina, who I think by the time we play them, we'll be ranked in the top 25. We are playing a good Kentucky team who was a top 25 ranked team for most of the season last year. Florida, we know, is not necessarily a contender.
Boy, you reaching, though.
I'll just keep it
you
real.
into Florida. Boy, you reaching if you try to build up Florida.
We know that if other teams in the SEC had the same schedule, we wouldn't be saying they got the worst schedule in college football. I do think there's a lot.
Everybody's not the number one team in the country. Everybody's not back-to-back national champions.
Everybody's not.
Like you said, you are Georgia, so the scrutiny is going to be there. How you feel about the UGA schedule, Big Bucks? How do you feel about the Georgia Bulldogs in general, bro? Can you give me some insight, Big Dog?
Bro, personally, like I said, schedule, that's what they made. You know, it is what it is, but I mean that shit is weak as fuck. So you got an easy path. So there's no excuse you should be playing in Atlanta the first Saturday. It shouldn't be no excuse.
I mean, I don't think that would have been an excuse anyway. I think that Georgia, we're expected to be there. You know what I'm saying? We are expected to win the SEC East. We are expected to be in the college football playoffs.
It should walk
I don't think it mattered what the schedule was. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I think if you give our schedule to the top 10 ranked team instead of the number 1, motherfuckers ain't like, oh, they got the easiest schedule. You know what I'm saying? We got the easiest schedule because we're Georgia and we just whoop everybody ass. So people look at the teams we're playing and they're like, oh, these teams can't compete with Georgia, but these same teams can compete with a lesser, you know what I'm saying? Not a top, not a Alabama, not a Ohio State, but if South Carolina had this schedule, we'd be like, hey, man, it's a tough schedule for South Carolina. South Carolina's a good team. Tennessee have this schedule. We like, hey, man, Tennessee got some big games they got to watch out for. You know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that it's Georgia, so I don't want people to get so caught up in this shit is still college football, man. It's still any given Saturday.
By the time y'all play Tennessee, that probably won't be a big game.
No, yes, it will, because Tennessee probably could be undefeated. Tennessee
will not be undefeated when y'all play.
Tennessee only got to play Alabama. That's the best team on their schedule before they play us.
Tennessee will have an L on their schedule before.
Tennessee beat Alabama last year, was undefeated when they played us at the same spot in the season. That's what I'm saying.
So they have 2 losses by the time y'all play them at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what people were saying last year. And when we played Tennessee last year, Tennessee was the number 1 ranked team. So this is what I'm saying, bro. Let's let the season play out. Let's see how well these teams do that. People are already discredited as far as South Carolina, Auburn, Tennessee. We know these teams got new, as far as Auburn, new coaching. South Carolina, this is a 2nd-year head coach. They made strides last year.
Y'all not playing. If y'all were playing them early in the year like y'all traditionally do, then I'd be like,
we're playing Tennessee in the same week we played them last year.
But I'm saying if you played South Carolina like y'all normally do, like week 2, I say that's a trap. That's your trap game. But
I mean, when we play South Carolina, I think the later we play South Carolina this season is better for them. They're gonna be more gelling and more, playing more together. Like I think if we play them in week 2, we're gonna kick their ass. They're lucky that we're playing them on the back end of the season. Tennessee is lucky that we're playing them in the middle of the season where they're going to be able to have some continuity and get some kind of, shit going with the team, get some consistency, like with them having a new quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I think these are pluses for those teams. So
Yeah.
I'm not in the elk of, oh man, Georgia season, we got the easiest schedule. Like, I know it's gonna be tough games when we go to Auburn. I know it's gonna be a tough game when we go to Tennessee. I know it's gonna be a tough game when we go to South Carolina. Like, these are games that I'm not just thinking we gonna kick ass because we got a new quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We've lost hella starters on defense. Some of the best players on our team are gone, so we're replacing a lot of guys. Like, I don't get me wrong, I do think that we're still gonna go undefeated and have a great season and win the national championship again. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's just gonna be no cakewalk either. You know what I'm saying? Folks are trying to just discredit our schedule, and I don't like that because I feel like if South Carolina had the same schedule, it wouldn't be looked at so lightly. If Tennessee had the same schedule, it wouldn't be looked at so lightly. If fucking Florida State had the same schedule, it wouldn't just be looked at so lightly.
But
Yeah,
I mean, big dog, the little big dog.
I'm saying Florida
big
State
dog
does have a tough schedule because who y'all play? LSU first.
We open up with LSU and that could be your SEC championship game.
It
the
could
game
be,
that we open up with, it was the SEC championship game last year.
So
we beat
this
them
what
too.
I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. Florida State, y'all in the ACC, bro. The ACC is trash. Outside of y'all and Clemson, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah, y'all do play y'all one SEC school at LSU, but Florida State schedule just ain't
Florida
no fucking...
too. We beat Florida. We play Florida. We were undefeated against the SEC.
Yeah, Florida's not good. Florida's not good. We know this.
That's exactly. Florida is not good, but Florida is your SEC division.
Yeah,
it's your SEC division competition. It's either Florida, it's either Georgia every year. So you're saying Florida's not good, and that's really your top competition in your division.
Our top competition is Tennessee.
That was just 1 year, and y'all beat this shit out of like Tennessee.
Tennessee is the second
best
in the SEC.
Gimmick offense, bro.
This year, I mean, come on. It's always been
Tennessee
gimmick
Alabama
offense
last year, man.
Alabama wasn't good. Bryce Young is overrated.
Oh my
Bryce Young is overrated, bro.
Come on with the
Alabama was not good. Tennessee,
listen to what y'all saying,
Tennessee is talking about a quarterback. Oh, this quarterback can throw 90 yards. What quarterback in any fucking game is throwing 90-yard passes? Listen, nobody has time to even hold the ball for somebody to get 90 yards down the fucking field. And if they do get 90 yards down the field, who can you even see to throw the ball to?
Listen, man, we cannot discredit the teams in the SEC East like Tennessee and South Carolina. These are good teams. They're beating
Rattler.
Spencer Rattler beat the best team in the ACC last year. Clemson beat them. This is not a bad team. That's what I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all can't just discredit these guys, man. We have to play good teams. Do I think we will win? Yes. Do I think it's gonna be a cakewalk? No, it's not. It's not. These teams are going to be ranked by the time we play them. It's gonna be a good matchup. I'm telling you. I don't think Georgia's schedule is just that easy. I feel like right now we looking at it because we play like UT Martin and fucking Bowling Green,
Georgia Southwestern, and
motherfuckers is like, yeah, okay, outside of the SEC, outside of the SEC,
Fort Valley.
Yeah, it does look a little lackluster, but I'm telling you, this shit is not for Georgia, man. It's not.
Hey, y'all. They say y'all got Fort Valley State in the Fountain City Classic, bro.
I mean, hey, if Fort Valley want to come get that good check, they come get that good check.
Fuck around to play Jackson State next year.
When Fort Valley come out with them new uniforms and y'all got that new facility, just know Georgia UGA paid for that.
UGA paid for that. Don't be like Florida and pay for Georgia Southern's athletic department and still take a loss, right? So you fund their whole sporting year.
This is what I'm saying, man. I think that
why y'all took us off the schedule, man.
I think that I don't know what happened with that. I'm hell Southern. I'm hell Southern. GATA. Get after that ass. I'm with that.
Statesboro.
But I think, man, Georgia, we got a lot of questions. No, we got a lot of questions on the team that people aren't necessarily, talking about. Of course, we got a new quarterback that, we don't know if he's even the true starter right now. He's projected to be the starter, but I think he's good enough to be the starter, but there's still a competition from what I'm hearing in practice.
What quarterback are you talking about? What are you talking about? Carson Beck? Just for the
Beck
people.
And Brock Vandegrift. They say it's still a
Carson Beck, right?
Okay. And that's the reason why Vandegrift didn't just transfer out. He still had, an opportunity to win that job. So I think that with that quarterback competition still going, our running back Kenny McIntosh left. We have to replace him. We got 2 good running backs, and we got some guys, some new recruit freshmen that could give us a boost there. Our receivers, with us losing Todd Monken, we got a whole new, the offense is still going to be the same, but it's a new OC. Like, it's a lot of question marks with our Georgia team that we haven't seen be answered yet. So I'm just not going to sit up here and be like, man, we're going to kick everybody's ass. It's going to be a cakewalk. Do I think we still the best team in college football? Yes. Do I think we're going to probably go undefeated? Yes. But I don't think it's going to be easy. I think that this season is going to be a lot harder for us than last season was. Without having Stetson Bennett, a quarterback with hella experience, without having Todd Monken, a championship-level play caller, Mike Bobo ain't never won shit calling no plays. You know what I'm saying? Carson Beck ain't never started a game and won shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got question marks at our major key spots on this team in the organization. So, not to mention the off the field issues with the speeding and the car accidents and people, we got a lot of shit going on with the team that I feel like we have to overcome. It's not just going to be a blowout season for Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So I want everybody to stop thinking that shit. And when we do what we're supposed to do, I want everybody to give that credit to Kirby Smart and the rest of the coaching staff and organization on how he kept this team on the right track, doing the right things, winning games, developing talent. I want that shout out for Kirby when he does it, because right now we are going into this season with a new team, and people don't want to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we do have a lot of returning starters, but it's a lot of guys that are being replaced. A lot of guys who haven't played before don't have the experience, and it's not just gonna be a cakewalk season, man. We're gonna have to put in the work. We're gonna have to, it's gonna be some tough games. It's gonna be some trap games, but we're gonna, I feel like the team will overcome those though. But I do think that we're gonna have a rough season. Just for the reasons I named, as far as like some tough games, some close games, we're gonna have to really inch out and win.
Complacency, right? You're really fighting complacency,
right? Exactly.
Skill and talent level, you guys should roll. Complacency can bite you in the ass
I think
like Missouri last year, was damn near a complacency game. You damn near lost that game.
Complacency factor even still will be something that we can kind of push through, because a lot of these guys that are playing haven't played before. Like, yeah, you was on the team when we won a national championship, but your ass wasn't playing. Now you on the field. So now you go win it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just on the team where your teammates was winning and you was on the bench. Now it's your turn to go out there on the field, produce, and win. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be the push that get our guys to kind of get out of that complacency mode and elevate from that to be like, hey, man, we've been winning as a team, but we ain't been winning as players on the field. We wasn't making the plays. We wasn't making the interceptions to close the game. That was Ringo. He gone. You know what I'm saying? So who going to step up and do it now? That was Stetson who was making them plays at quarterback. He gone. Who going to step up and do it now? That was Jalen Carter picking up the quarterback, holding him up as a sack. He gone. Who going to do that now? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we're going to fight through that complacency, and we're going to see the next level of Georgia players step up and make the name and become that next great guy who's going to take us over the top.
Man, that was hard, bro. I believe you.
That's just what I think. That's just what I got to see.
It.
I think with recruiting, man, Florida State, y'all on our ass with recruiting, man. Y'all got a couple guys from us. I've been hearing talks that Landon Thomas recruitment isn't over because Ty Hartley is a hell of a recruiter, and I heard he's still been in Landon ear. Maybe they get Dylan Raiola to come down there and talk to him. Stockbridge, we do play Colquitt, so maybe y'all want to come down there and check us out, see what we do with Colquitt down there, see Landon Thomas in person. But I think that we're still battling for some guys.
I'm coming to Albany, man. I'll be there for Albany. You know that's my hometown. Salute to
Albany
Albany
got a good ass
229.
running back over there too.
So they played. So he actually the quarterback. So Cam
He's a
Davis,
quarterback, but
right, the number 7 running back in the nation.
He's like a
4-star. He
Cam
was a
Akers type
5-star.
of kid.
4-star football, baseball player, running back for the Florida State Seminoles next year. But you guys play them down in Albany Stockbridge versus Doherty High School.
Yep.
I will be trying to make that game, so I'll be down in Albany to catch y'all boys play in my hometown, man. So that will definitely be an experience, bro.
Yeah, for sure. With Cam Davis, that boy the truth. So we're gonna do what we can do to bottle him up. He compared to Cam Akers a lot. So that's a good compliment and a good comparison, as a player. But I mean, man, Georgia and Florida State right now, I see us competing for a lot of the same kids on the recruiting trail, man. So it's interesting to see, with these last few guys left. I know it's a couple DNs and some other guys out there that we both trying to get. It's interesting to see if either one of us get them or if he goes somewhere else. Alabama just flipped the safety from us earlier today that I heard about.
Right.
So I heard Florida State is trying to get one of our linebackers who actually play at Buford that we got committed.
Right.
They're trying to flip him soon. So, man, it's getting real testy between Georgia and Florida State right now. We don't normally see these type of recruiting battles between us two schools for certain players. So it's interesting, man. I mean, I want to congratulate KJ Bolden on, committing to Florida State. Hopefully he come to his senses and realize it ain't all about the money, come to Georgia and win these championships. But if he go to Florida State, hey, man, he could come get in the portal and come on home. We ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Go down there and get that money for that 1 year and come on back, But we gonna see, man, Florida State. I'm interested. What you think Florida State gonna do? Like, are y'all gonna be able to overtake Clemson and be that top team in the ACC this year?
Go, Joe. It's on you, big buck.
That's the plan. I mean, you gotta stop this. We ain't beat them since Jameis left. So I want that's gotta stop.
I mean, that's not the plan, bro. That's actually what's gonna happen, right? So we got Florida State, who I think will be in the college football playoff national championship contenders. Which I pray that we see Georgia down the line, so you guys can play a real football team this year. But Florida State, man, with what Mike Norvell has built up, it has been, you got to give him credit for it, right? His first 2 years, I wanted him fired. Big Bucks know that. I wasn't a big Norvell fan, but he has started recruiting his ass off. He's brought in players through the transfer portal. He's shown faith in Jordan Travis, right? Gave him, right? I mean, even with the NIL money, I know you're doing the Johnny Manziel money sign, but even with that, man, he has the decision to roll with Jordan Travis really saved his coaching career, because what Jordan Travis did last year, along with, with the transfers that he brought in, Trey Benson, etc. So he's starting to build a team, and we was wondering, right? Are you going to get all of your players through the transfer portal? Right now, he's showing that, hey, I can recruit high school kids. Right, he got the number 3 quarterback coming in. I can't say his name. I know his first name is Luke. So I know Luke, number 3 quarterback.
Luke Cromer.
Yeah, Luke Cromer.
Beat Stockbridge in the playoffs last year from Benedictine. So I know a lot about Luke Cromer. Yeah. He's a pretty good kid. Pretty good passer of the ball. He's actually a good runner too. Can run the ball well. He's gonna be good.
He shot up over ever since end of last year in this summer, right, when he was in the Elite 11 quarterback camp. He really shot up, and he coming out of that, they shot him up to the number 3 quarterback in the country, right? So he was relatively unknown when he committed to Florida State. When Florida State offered and committed him,
he's got good size. Kid.
Yeah. What about that other quarterback over there? I think it's Charles, like over there in West Georgia at Carrollton or Charleston.
Oh, Juju Carrollton. You talking about Juju
Smith.
Lewis? Juju Lewis.
My bad.
Juju Lewis. He's a true freshman, so he still got 3 more years of high school.
Yeah, he just a sophomore.
I thought he was a sophomore last year. Was he sophomore last year?
Freshman last year.
I think he's a true freshman. He's a rising sophomore.
Like that dude was fire. just to be
Yeah, man. Georgia been on him heavy.
Yeah.
He been at Georgia since Kirby first year there. He been coming up visiting as a kid. So
he has to grow. That's one thing. He has to grow. If he grows,
he's gotten taller. He just got to fill out now.
Small, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot taller though.
Fill out in high school like that. I mean, I know this stuff is different from.
I mean, he's a true freshman. So another true freshman quarterback. Another true freshman quarterback out of the state of Georgia is Mike Johnson. Mikey Johnson, quarterback for Dutchtown, man. That kid, him and Juju, I predicted him and Juju to be top 2 quarterbacks in the state, man. Those guys are special, man. Juju from Mikey from Dutchtown. If y'all haven't got a chance to watch him, man, watch that kid. He's special, man. He's special.
I gotta check out Mikey, man. He's in your old region, right?
Yeah, he's in my old region. We played him last year. Played them at our Georgia Tech 7-on-7 this summer. We beat them, but that kid got a cannon, man. He dropping back, he throwing it, and he can run. He can run, man. He can do it all. Mikey, watch out for Mikey. But I mean, we gonna see, man. Georgia and Florida State, the shit is heating up between our 2 schools. So, years ago when we all met, we used to talk about this shit because Florida State was just kind of coming off their
Jameis Winston run. Jameis Winston run.
And Georgia was just getting rid of Mark Richt, just hiring Kirby Smart, and the team was kind of picking up. And now we see 7 years later the trajectory that we're at. And now I see Florida State trying to come back around full circle and get back to that. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I hope we do get to play each other later on down the line this season. Of course, I think we're going to beat y'all because I just think we got superior athletes, superior coaching. I think our program is just the top. Like, it don't get no better than Georgia right now. You know what I'm saying? But it will be a good game. Dion, I mean, I hope y'all guys still keep some kids, man. Dion getting all y'all kids to transfer to Colorado. So,
yeah, the ones that ain't playing, shit.
I mean, we get he getting the backups, man. He's definitely getting the backups.
But that depth is real. Now, we all know you need depth in order to produce. You know what I'm saying? That's part of what makes Georgia so great when we could take out, one of our guys and put a guy in and there's no drop off. Shit, that keep the shit going. Now, when you take that depth away, when you play a team like a LSU or a Clemson or a Georgia, it's gonna show. You know what I'm saying? So I know we'll see how that affects you all. You know what I mean? Going down into the season as the season progresses, we'll see how that affects y'all. But I mean, I think Florida State gonna be all right this year, man. We'll see how y'all do against LSU first week of the season. That's gonna be a big test for y'all. If y'all lose that LSU game, it may kind of, take y'all season in a different direction. But the ACC is very weak, so y'all might lose to LSU, then y'all beat everybody else because it ain't no other, ain't no other competition outside of that. Georgia Tech may be a tough game for y'all just because they, trying to re-galvanize the program, and I heard they got those guys up there playing tough. But, Miami, they suck. We'll see what they do. But outside of Miami and Georgia Tech, man, the SEC is Clemson. You know what I'm saying? So, NC State as well. NC State and North Carolina, they kind of on the fringe as well. So
lost a bunch. So, and then Wake Forest, their quarterback is gone. So
yeah, Wake Forest is not gonna be good. So I mean, Florida State should technically win the ACC. Man.
I mean, everything is lined up.
It's y'all in Clemson. It's y'all in Clemson.
Got it. Hey, man, we're gonna put a pin in this, and we're gonna be back all year. The College Corner, right? This is our College Corner. This is just our this is our pilot, right? So this is our pilot. We can probably pull this off, and this can be a whole separate show.
Right.
We love football. We're in college football, NFL, high school football. We talk all of this stuff, like not even on here, bro. This is just life. This is life for us. Right. So we're just bringing it to the camera. If you guys got any input, please let us know in the comment section. Let us know if you want to call in and come on the show and give it to us on the show live, man. So let us know. We're here, man. So tap in with us all year. Go ahead and sign off for the people, man.
Hey, it's your boy Big Bucks. Check out the YouTube channel, Big Bucks. Also, check out my little boy page with his little highlights too. Stokes Bros coming to you. You're gonna see some more highlights this year. So be on the lookout for some work, man. Enjoyed the show tonight. Looking forward to many more. I enjoyed the plot. So hopefully we get something going as the season progresses further. Enjoyed it. Bucks all day. It's gonna be easy work for us this year.
Big Cap. Go ahead, Walt.
Hey, man, Sean J, Big Bucks. Appreciate y'all having me, man. I'm always available to jump on, man, and talk some football with y'all guys like we always do. Man, shout out to my podcast, Thoughtful Narcissist, man. Sean J gonna help me out getting that back rolling real soon. So y'all will see that back going with this similar format. Shout out to Stockbridge Tigers, man. We coming for that state championship this year, man. That's the goal. That's what we doing. Shout out to the North Henry Tigers, my 9U team that I'm coaching. Man, we just trying to dominate, man. Teach these kids some football and life lessons and grow these kids up to be good young men and be members of society. You know what I'm saying? And some of these guys don't have father figures at home. Some of them do. So, I'm just trying to do my part to be a positive influence on the community, man. So, my son, he plays on the team. I need to take some lessons from Big Bucks and start a page with my son to get his highlights out there so we can have Dion and Kirby calling, you know what I'm saying, to come talk to me, talk to my boy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be like Cam Newton, daddy, man.
Don't be like
I need 150 to talk.
Don't be
out
like
here
Cecil,
negotiating
don't be like
deals.
Cecil. But nah, man, I appreciate y'all having us, man. Like I said, Stockbridge High School next Saturday at Morehouse, October 19th. If you're in the state of Georgia, you like good high school football, man, come check us out at 5 o'clock. It's definitely going to be a good game, man. Douglas County going to give it all they got. We're going to give it all we got. We're going to try to take care of business on Saturday, man. That's it for me, dog.
Hey, man, it's your boy Sean J, man. We are here all year. Tap in, man. Appreciate you guys for joining tonight. We're going to be here, like I said, all year, man. I love what you guys bring to the table. We're trying to build, organically grow. So like, share, and subscribe. Till the next time, people. We out.